Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mr. English Lesson. I'm James, and I'm so happy to see you here today.
And I'm Rachel. Hi, everyone. It's so great to be here with all of you.
Rachel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, James. I'm really excited about today's lesson. How about you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. I had my morning coffee, the sun is shining, so I'm ready to teach.
Oh, I love that. I had tea this morning. I'm more of a tea person.
See? And that's actually perfect for today's topic. We just started talking about ourselves naturally.
Oh, that's true. So what are we learning about today?
Today, we're going to learn how to talk about yourself in English. This is such an important topic.
Yes, I think this is one of the first things people need to learn, right? When you meet someone new, you need to introduce yourself.
Exactly. Whether you're meeting new friends, going to a job interview, starting school, or even just making small talk, you need to know how to talk about yourself.
And it's not just about saying your name. There's so much more to it.
That's right. We'll cover everything from basic introductions to talking about your hobbies, your family, your daily life, and even your dreams for the future.
I love that. This is going to help so many people feel more confident in English conversations.
Absolutely. And before we start, I want to ask our viewers something important. If you're enjoying our lessons and finding them helpful, please hit that subscribe button.
Yes, and don't forget to click the like button too. It really helps us know that you're enjoying our content.
And if you know someone who's learning English, share this video with them. It would mean the world to us.
Every like, every share, every comment helps our channel grow, and we really appreciate your support.
We really do. Thank you so much. Okay, Rachel, are you ready to start?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Perfect. So today, we're learning how to talk about yourself in English. Let's start with the basics.
Okay, I'm excited.
So, Rachel, when you meet someone for the first time, what's the very first thing you usually say?
I think I say hello or hi, and then I tell them my name.
Perfect. That's exactly right. The most basic introduction is just your name. You can say, I'm Rachel, or my name is Rachel.
Right. Both ways work, correct?
Yes, both are correct. I'm is more casual and friendly. My name is a little more formal, but both are perfectly fine in most situations.
Okay, so I could say, hi, I'm Rachel, or hello, my name is Rachel.
Exactly. Now, let me give you a personal example. When I meet new students, I usually say, hi, I'm James. Nice to meet you.
Oh, I like that you added nice to meet you. That's friendly.
It is. It makes people feel welcome. What about you, Rachel? What do you say when you meet someone new?
I usually say, hi, I'm Rachel. It's great to meet you. I like to sound enthusiastic.
That's wonderful. Your personality really comes through. And that's important. Be yourself.
So after we say our name, what comes next?
Great question. Usually, people want to know where you're from. This is very common in introductions.
Right, so how do we say that?
You can say, I'm from, and then your city or country. For example, I'm from London, or I'm from the United States.
Okay, so I could say, I'm Rachel, and I'm from Sydney, Australia.
Perfect. That's a complete introduction. You can also say, I come from Sydney. That works too.
Oh, that's another way to say it. So I'm from or I come from, both are correct?
Yes, exactly. Both are natural. I personally say, I'm from Manchester, England.
That's great. Now, James, what if someone is living in a different city now, not their hometown?
Excellent question. This happens a lot. You can say, I'm from Manchester, but I live in London now.
Oh, I see. So you can explain both where you're originally from and where you currently live.
Exactly right. What about you, Rachel? Are you living in your hometown?
Actually, no. I'm from Sydney, but I live in Melbourne now. So I would say I'm from Sydney, but I live in Melbourne now.
Perfect example. See how natural that sounds? Now, let's move on to talking about your age and what you do.
Okay, this is important too, right?
Yes. Now, talking about age is interesting because in some cultures it's very normal, but in others, people are more private about it.
That's true. In English-speaking countries, is it okay to ask someone's age?
It depends on the situation. With children and young people, it's normal. But with adults, especially in professional situations, we often don't ask directly.
I see. So, what about occupation? That's safer to talk about?
Yes, talking about what you do is very common and usually one of the first things people discuss.
So, how do we say it?
The simplest way is I'm a, and then your job. For example, I am a teacher.
That's simple. I could say I'm a student.
Exactly. You can also say, I work as a teacher, or I work in education.
Oh, so there are different ways to say it. What if someone doesn't work like a student?
Good question. Students say, I'm a student, or I'm studying. You can add what you're studying too.
Right. So I could say I'm a student. I'm studying English and marketing.
Perfect. And you can also say, I study English and marketing. That's very natural.
Great. What about people who don't work or study, like retired people or stay-at-home parents?
They can say, I'm retired, or I'm a stay-at-home mom, or stay-at-home dad. There's always a way to describe your situation.
That makes sense. Now, James, let's talk about family. That's another common topic when talking about yourself, right?
Absolutely. Family is a big part of who we are. It's very common to talk about family when introducing yourself or getting to know someone.
So, what kind of things do we say about family?
Well, you can talk about your marital status if you're married, single, or in a relationship. You can also talk about if you have children, siblings, or if you live with your parents.
Okay, so for marital status, what are the common phrases?
You can say, I'm married, I'm single, I'm engaged, or I have a boyfriend, or I have a girlfriend.
Simple and clear. I would say I'm single.
And that's perfectly fine. Now, what about brothers and sisters? Do you have siblings, Rachel?
Yes, I have one older brother and one younger sister. So I could say I have two siblings, an older brother and a younger sister.
That's excellent. Very clear and detailed. I have one sister. She is younger than me, so I say, I have a younger sister, or I have one sister.
Nice. What about parents? Do people talk about their parents?
Yes, sometimes. You might say, I live with my parents, or my parents live in Manchester. It's common when you're younger.
Right. And what about pets? Can we talk about pets as part of family?
Oh, definitely. Many people consider pets part of the family. You can say, I have a dog, or I have two cats.
I love that. I have a dog. His name is Max, and he's a golden retriever.
Aw, that's sweet. See, you just gave a lot of personality to your introduction by adding that detail.
It's true. People love to hear about pets. Do you have any pets, James?
I have a cat. Her name is Luna. She's very lazy and sleeps all day.
That's so cute. I love how talking about pets makes the conversation more friendly and personal.
Exactly. It shows your personality. Now let's move on to one of my favorite parts, talking about hobbies and interests.
Oh, yes. This is really important because it shows who you are as a person.
Absolutely. When someone asks, "What do you do in your free time?" or "What are your hobbies?" you need to be ready to answer.
So, what are some good ways to talk about hobbies?
You can use several patterns. The most common is "I like" or "I love," and then the activity. For example, "I love reading."
Okay, and we use the ing form after like and love, right?
Yes, great observation. We say, "I like swimming," "I love cooking," "I enjoy dancing," always with the ing form.
Got it. So I could say I love painting because that's my hobby.
Perfect! You can also say, "I enjoy painting," or "I'm into painting." They all work.
I'm into painting. That sounds more casual and modern.
It does. It's very natural. Now, Rachel, tell me more about your hobbies. What do you like to do?
Well, I love painting, as I said. I also enjoy reading, especially mystery novels, and I like going to the gym.
Wonderful. You gave several hobbies, which makes the conversation more interesting. I like that you added details, like mystery novels.
Thank you. What about you, James? What are your hobbies?
I love playing guitar. I've been playing for about 10 years now. I also enjoy hiking and photography.
Oh, that's great. I noticed you said, I've been playing for 10 years. Can we add time information like that?
Yes, that's an excellent way to add more detail. You can say how long you've been doing something. "I've been painting for 5 years." Or, "I started reading mystery novels 2 years ago."
I love that. It makes your introduction more interesting and gives people something to ask about.
Exactly. People can say, "Oh, what kind of music do you play?" Or, "Where do you go hiking?" It creates conversation.
That's a great tip. Now, what about talking about likes and dislikes in general, not just hobbies?
Good thinking. Yes, you can talk about your preferences, your favorite things, or things you don't like.
So, like favorite foods, favorite movies, things like that?
Exactly. You can say, "My favorite food is pizza," or "I really like Italian food."
Okay, and for things we don't like.
You can say, "I don't like," or "I'm not a fan of." For example, "I don't like spicy food," or "I'm not a fan of horror movies."
Oh, I'm not a fan of sounds more polite than just saying I don't like.
It does. It's a bit softer. Both are fine, but "I'm not a fan of" is a nice expression to know.
Good to know. Let me try. I'm not a fan of cold weather. I prefer warm, sunny days.
Perfect! And you added what you do like, which is great. That's more positive.
Right. Instead of just complaining, I showed my preference.
Exactly. Now let's talk about daily routines. This is useful when people want to know about your lifestyle.
Okay. So, like what time you wake up, what you do during the day.
Yes, you don't need to give every detail, but you can give a general idea of your day.
How do we start?
You can say, "I usually wake up at," and the time, or "I typically start my day by," and the activity.
Okay. So, I could say, I usually wake up at 7 a.m. and I start my day with a cup of tea.
Perfect! That's natural and gives a nice picture of your morning. What do you do after that?
Well, I usually go to the gym 3 times a week. Then I have breakfast and I start studying or working.
Great. You used usually, which is important. It shows this is your typical routine, not something that happens every single day.
Right. What about you, James? What's your daily routine?
I wake up at 6:30 a.m. I'm an early bird. I have coffee, check my emails, and then I start teaching at 9 a.m.
You are definitely an early bird. I'm not. I prefer to sleep a bit later.
And that's good to mention. You can say, I'm a morning person or I'm a night owl to describe yourself.
Oh, I like that. I'm definitely a night owl. I'm more productive in the evening.
See? That tells people something about your personality. These little details matter.
They do. It makes the conversation more real and personal.
Exactly. Now let's talk about future plans and dreams. This is a great way to end your self-introduction.
Oh, yes. People always ask, what are your plans or what do you want to do in the future?
Right. For near future plans, you can use I'm going to or I'm planning to.
Okay, so I could say, I'm planning to finish my degree next year.
Perfect. For dreams and long-term goals, you can say I want to or I'd like to or my dream is to.
Got it. So my dream is to travel around the world, or I'd like to start my own business.
Exactly right. What are some of your goals, Rachel?
Well, in the near future, I'm planning to get my English certificate. And my long-term dream is to become a marketing manager for an international company.
That's wonderful. Very specific and clear. I love that you separated near future and long term.
Thank you. What about you, James?
I'm planning to write a book about English teaching methods, and my dream is to open my own language school one day.
Oh, that's amazing. I would definitely buy your book.
Thank you. See, when you share your dreams, people get excited with you. It creates connection.
That's so true. Now, James, can we put this all together? Like, if someone asked me to introduce myself completely?
Absolutely. That's a great idea. Let's practice a full introduction. I'll go first, okay?
Yes, please.
Hi, I'm James. I'm from Manchester, England, but I live in London now. I'm an English teacher, and I've been teaching for about 8 years. I'm married, and I have a cat named Luna. In my free time, I love playing guitar and hiking. I'm a morning person. I wake up early every day. My favorite food is Indian curry, and I'm not a fan of cold, rainy days, even though I'm from England. Right now, I'm working on creating more online lessons, and my dream is to open my own language school. Nice to meet you.
Wow, that was perfect. You included everything we talked about.
Thank you. Now it's your turn, Rachel. Introduce yourself.
Okay, here I go. Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm from Sydney, Australia, but I currently live in Melbourne, Australia. I'm a student and I'm studying English and marketing. I'm single and I have one older brother and one younger sister. Oh, and I have a dog named Max. I love painting, reading mystery novels, and going to the gym. I'm definitely a night owl. I'm more productive in the evening. My favorite food is sushi, and I'm not a fan of cold weather. I'm planning to finish my degree next year, and my dream is to become a marketing manager for an international company. It's great to meet you.
Wow, that was perfect. You included everything we talked about.
Thank you. It's actually not that hard when you break it down into parts like we did.
Exactly. That's the key. Don't try to say everything at once. Build your introduction step by step.
Right. Start with basics, name and where you're from, then add your occupation, family, hobbies, and dreams.
Perfect summary. Now, I want to give our viewers a few important tips to remember.
Yes, please. What should people keep in mind?
First, you don't have to share everything. Share what you're comfortable with. If you don't want to talk about your age or family, that's okay.
That's a good point. Keep it comfortable for you.
Second, add details. Don't just say, I like sports. Say, I love playing tennis, or I enjoy watching football.
Details make it interesting and give people something to ask about.
Exactly. Third, Be yourself. Let your personality shine through. If you're funny, be funny. If you're serious, that's fine too.
I love that advice. Authenticity is important.
It really is. And finally, practice. The more you practice introducing yourself, the more natural it becomes.
Yes, practice makes perfect, or at least practice makes progress.
I love that saying. Practice makes progress. That's so true.
So, should we do a quick recap of everything we learned today?
Yes, let's do that. So today, we learned how to talk about yourself in English.
We started with the basic introductions, how to say your name, and where you're from.
Then we talked about occupation and what you do, whether you work, study, or something else.
We covered family, talking about siblings, parents, marital status, and even pets.
We discussed hobbies and interests using I love, I like, I enjoy, and I'm into.
We learned how to talk about likes and dislikes and daily routines.
And finally, we talked about future plans and dreams, both near future and long-term goals.
That's a lot of useful information.
It is, but remember, you don't need to use all of it at once. Use what feels natural for the situation.
Right. In a job interview, you might focus more on your occupation and skills. With new friends, you might talk more about hobbies and interests.
Exactly. Adjust your introduction based on the context.
This is such a useful lesson. I think everyone needs to know how to do this.
I agree. Whether you're a beginner or advanced learner, being able to talk about yourself clearly is essential.
And it's something you'll use over and over again in real life.
Absolutely. Every time you meet someone new, every networking event, every first day at a new job or school.
It builds confidence too. When you can introduce yourself well, you feel more comfortable in social situations.
That's so true, Rachel. Confidence is key when learning a language.
Well, I think our viewers learned a lot today.
I hope so, and I hope they're feeling excited to practice.
Me too. So everyone, we want to ask you to do something for us.
Yes, if you found this lesson helpful, please give us a thumbs up. Click that like button.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel. We make new lessons every week.
We would love to have you as part of our learning community. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications.
And share this video with your friends who are learning English. Help them improve too.
Now, here's your homework. In the comments below, I want you to introduce yourself in English.
Yes, use what you learned today. Tell us your name, where you're from, and at least 2 things about yourself.
For example, you could write, "Hi, I'm Maria. I'm from Brazil. I love dancing and I'm learning English because I want to travel."
Perfect example. We want to hear from all of you. Don't be shy.
And we'll read your comments. We love hearing from our viewers.
It's great practice for you, and we get to know you better.
Exactly. So please, comment below and introduce yourself.
We can't wait to meet you.
Thank you so much for watching today's lesson. I'm James.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is Mr. English Lesson.
Keep practicing, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next video.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Have a wonderful day.